In this video, I'll show you how you can create custom voice agents for your website using ElevenLabs and Airtable. I'll show you how you can load your custom knowledge base from Airtable into your agent, as well as how you can enable the agent to take custom actions. Hi, this is Greg from Business Automated, and on this channel we help you save time and money by automating your business workflows. If you are new here, consider subscribing to get the latest updates, or even joining our channel to get a wide range of membership-only perks. On our website, we have recently added a voice agent using ElevenLabs, and this voice agent has two features.
Hi, I'm Eric. How can I help you?
Hi, can you tell me more about Business Automated and what do you guys do?
We're an automation agency that helps businesses automate their processes and workflows. We specialize in Airtable, Make.com, Softr.
So the agent can summarize the key information about our company. The second use case is on our blog pages. We have multiple articles about different solutions, and the agent can help us find an article that answers a specific question.
Hi, I'm Eric. How can I help you today?
Hi, you have recently published an article about using ElevenLabs to generate voiceovers from data stored in Airtable. Could you redirect me to that article?
Sure thing, I can do that. I'd be happy to.
All right, so it pushed us over to that specific article. It was a bit of an abrupt redirect because how we have implemented it, but it has found the right article and it basically knows all the articles that we have published on our website, and it could redirect us to any other article, or we could also ask it to do other items depending on how we set it up. Now let's go back to how we set this agent up. So first of all, we're using ElevenLabs, which we have made a video previously about, which is a great platform for generating voiceovers from text. And inside of ElevenLabs, they also now have launched agents. And here you can create your own personal AI agent. So you would basically click over here on the plus and create new agent. You can use some of the templates. They would have some of the information in prompts pre-filled for you. So I will just show you quickly how this was configured over here. Inside of the agent part, you would basically select the language, you would select the initial message, as well as you would add some of the initial information about your business. It's basically a system prompt for LLM. And all the informations that are deeper related to the articles and anything else that you would like the agent to be aware of, this is sitting inside of the knowledge base. So the knowledge base, you can add this directly over here, which can work for things that don't change. But in our case, we have this knowledge base being dynamically generated from inside of Airtable. So once you click over here, you would see basically the list of all the articles that we have on our website. And the final element here are the actions that the agent can take. I will talk about this a little bit later. And from the other items over here, you can select the voice that you would like to use. You can add some additional information about analysis security. And finally, there is a way to customize the widget that will be showing up on your website, as well as they provide you a code how you could embed this inside of your website. Later, we'll also show you a code that is a little bit more advanced that contains actions. So now let's go back to the knowledge base over here. How did we get that knowledge base to the agent? All our business automated website, all the blog articles are coming from inside of Airtable. So we have content of all those articles sitting over here. And you can see some of our older videos about how you can use Airtable as a source of articles for Webflow or Softr or other systems. So in this specific view published, we have all the articles that have been published so far. So now to transfer the content of all those articles into ElevenLabs agent, we are using Make.com and Make.com scenario. And this scenario you will be able to download from the description. It's a fairly simple workflow, which first of all lists all the articles that are contained within that published view. So you can see we are extracting everything that is sitting under published up to 100 articles. The next step is we're using a text aggregator. In this specific text aggregator, we are giving a bit of structure and we are selecting the information that are useful to be added to the knowledge base. So you can see that we are adding the title, we are adding the URL to the website because we know that we will be redirecting, and we are adding the content of that specific article. This could be your company pricing, this could be links to different products, this could be links to different images and so on. So you can customize this based on your specific needs. The next elements here is that we are uploading this knowledge file into ElevenLabs, and you will see that you just need to insert your agent ID into the URL, as well as within make.com, within this custom make and API call, you need to do a bit of a custom code to upload that specific file. Here we're just having a check module which checks whether this was correctly uploaded. And finally, we are making an API call which links that file that has been uploaded into the knowledge base of our agent. So this is also where we would have to insert the ID of our agent. The ID is visible at the very top over here. To show you that something has changed, we will say knowledge base 2. You could even have a date over here, so you could see what was the latest date this was updated. You could have it run on a schedule every day, or whenever you know that there is a change in the knowledge base. All right, and you can see that we have the knowledge base with the date when this was updated. Now let's talk about actions and how you can get the agent to do specific things for you. So you will see that here by default, you always have end call action, and you can add additional actions. So here you have our redirect to a page. When you click on add tool, you can add two types of actions. So you can add a backend action. So for example, here you could make a request to make webhook, Airtable webhook when certain conditions are met. So for example, you could allow people to provide a voice feedback, and then you would be able to add this voice feedback as a query parameter into your webhook request, and this could, for example, arrive in your Airtable. So this first part here will be anything that would be sending information into webhook. So this will not be actions that will be visible on the page. If you would like to have actions visible on the page, this is the part when you will add it. So let me show you how this specific redirect to page is created. And here we have the name of the action that will be later used in the JavaScript code on the page. We have description. This description is useful for the LLM to know when it should reply. So this is explanation for the agent to know when to use this action. So if you are having the agent not responding to it correctly, make sure that this is as detailed as possible. And the next step here is that we are asking the agent to provide specific parameters, because you have seen that in our scenario, we are passing the URL of the website. Here in the setting, we are also providing a prompt, and we are asking the LLM to pass the URL of the page where user wants to go. So this way, whenever this action is being called, it will also contain this parameter over here. So that's it. So this is the full implementation. Now the question, how can this be implemented in a low-code website? So here you will not have this part that explains how to trigger those actions over here. But when you go to our article about this topic on our website, you can ask the agent to find this specific article. When you go over here, we will have the code that describes this additional piece that triggers a redirect in our case. So this is JavaScript code. So this is unfortunately like the coded piece, which is a little bit more advanced versus just copy pasting this. But what you can do is you can copy paste all of this into ChatGPT, and you can have ChatGPT adjust the way you need it. So let me just quickly explain this. So here you can see that this is the name of our action. And the action is very simple. So this is the parameter that we have passed over. We are logging this parameter. And finally, what counts here is this part can be even ignored. What counts over here is we are doing the redirect after 2 seconds to the URL that has been provided by the agent. And that's it. So this is a super simple JavaScript function. If you would like this code to do anything else, then basically you can ask ChatGPT to readjust it and let's say trigger some other variable, or if you are in Softr, redirect user to some specific page or refill some values on the form and so on. So the possibilities are endless. What you would do with the code, so here you have those HTML scripting tags. You would copy them over, and depending what website are you using, if you are using Webflow, then you will find this inside of the settings, and you have custom code at the bottom, and you can paste it into the header code over there at the bottom of whatever you have. Or if you are using Softr, then you can find this inside of the settings. At the bottom there is, at the middle, you also have custom code. You can add that custom code block over here. You can add it for the whole site, or you can also add it as a custom block specifically on a given page. Although, no, actually it would be, it would be actually better to do it directly here, not through a scripting block, but to add it in a specific page settings over here, because then it would load properly for the whole page. That's it. The final point is, how much does it cost? So if we go to a pricing page, we get, with $5 per month, we get roughly 30 minutes of conversational AI. So that means you are paying about 16 cents per minute of a conversation with the chatbot. So it is not cheap. It might be useful for internal portals and for some premium customers to help them find certain resources inside of your knowledge base and so on. We might not necessarily keep it on our front page for long. This is just for the test. Again, it's not the cheapest, but it's extremely useful in terms of finding informations on your portal or summarizing what your company does and so on. So that was everything. Let us know, guys, if you have any questions, whether this was useful for you, and what other topics you would like to learn about. Thank you. Have a fantastic day.